What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Comics Advice. Today, man, we're going over Nightwing, issue 137. Remember last issue 136? Some ghost witch of some sort basically crashed the car for Nightwing and then, gets rid of essentially 9 people. So today, we're going over issue 137, The Bridge. We'll see what kind of happens right here. We jump to basically, looks like, Nightwing's nightmares, where it goes, the woman was afraid, she was confused. She stuck the jagged chunk of metal in my neck and twisted. And then we were going so fast, they're saying Nightwing caused a pop on the freeway. 9 people died, and he just crawls from the wreckage and vanishes. Anyone else in a situation like that, they'd have to take responsibility, face an inquiry or something. Whereas a vigilante like Nightwing, alright, a guy in a mask, he just waltzes away, gets to forget about it. So they think, but it's Nightwing, right? I ask you, Bludhaven, how many of our neighbors have to be sacrificed before we wake up to what's going on with these crazy capes? And they're right. What do I think I'm doing? Sleeping while she's still out there somewhere. I should be looking for her, tracking her down. Though I must admit, I'm struggling not to see her around every corner. Hence, basically, he can't sleep because she's on his mind, and yet he should be looking for her, but he can't because he can't sleep. It's kind of funny how it all works into one. And then we jump to right here. She goes, I'm stuck on the bridge, because of course I am, because they've rerouted all the traffic from Gotham this way, because of course they have. Because there's always construction happening in Blüdhaven these days. This new mayor is ripping up half the city, I swear. She continues her rant and says, the courthouse is only 3 blocks over. I can maybe make it on foot if I run. Thank you, sorry. Keep the change. And the next thing you know, she gets her head taken off. And so now we jump to basically everybody's panicking. A sniper overlooking the bridge from the Bludhaven side, preventing anyone from leaving. We were wrong. Because when we attempted to evacuate from the other end of the bridge, 3 drivers died. We have 2 active shooters working in tandem, 1 overlooking each side. Long story short, Bludhaven Bridge is under siege. No one can get on or off. And then comes Commissioner Sawyer. So far, there's nothing to connect the shootings to the human remains discovered in the concrete of the support columns earlier this morning. And right now, I really don't care. Nightwing, you and I are doing a conversation about the crash on the superhighway, but if we don't resolve this soon, we're going to have a mass panic on our hands, and a lot more people are going to die working on it, Commissioner Sawyer, and it looks like I'm not the only one. So, that was part 1. Now we're going to jump to part 2 right here. And we're going to look at it from Batman's perspective. Batcomputer, run facial recognition, looking for any and all persons of interest. Nightwing, the first victim was a public defender. She wasn't the sole target, or this would all be over already. So it looks like the person in the car was the public defender. I've ID'd a mid-level Blockbuster gang member, a delusional Senate hopeful, and a receptionist of a tobacco industry lobbyist. No connective tissue between any of them, and the lawyer, as far as I can tell. Any leads on your end? What are you doing here, Batman? Let's deal with this first before we get into that whole thing. 14 construction workers died when Bludhaven Bridge was built in the early 1920s. Mostly immigrants made to work long hours in unsafe conditions. Bludhaven hasn't really changed much. The bridge is roughly 2,000 feet long and ferries close to 200,000 souls a day. Many of them endure long commutes to Gotham or other coastal cities. They work in affluent places, but all those who could afford to move out of central Bludhaven before the superhighway was built, why victimize the powerless like this? Why coordinate to harm the desperate? And then he has like a revelation, like a brain fart, Jimmy Neutron, right? Unless this isn't about any of the people who've been killed so far, I've identified the most invasion spot for a sniper's nest. Clearest view of the bridge, few neighbors to report shots in adjacent buildings, providing a windshield. Investigating now, says Batman. He was here, but he knew we'd make him, so he shifted base. If we're lucky, he's cut his losses altogether. But no, they're idiots. So you see Batman, alright, they're making a run for it, then bang, gunfire. Dang, 2 more civilians down. This isn't about the victims who've been shot so far. And we've had far less gunfire on this end of the bridge. I think my shooter's the reluctant one. Nightwing, what are you doing? Answer me. And Nightwing is doing Nightwing things. It's a graze. She's missing on purpose. She, statistically, I saw the muzzle flash. I've got her. Stay on your side of the bridge. Nightwing, you aren't thinking straight. I'm coming to you. Alright, Nightwing's obviously not going to listen. Peekaboo! Pops around. Finds the shooter. Now, things are going to get interesting right here. That's a PSL sniper rifle. A Romanian Unusual in this day and age. You're Romanian? So was the architect of the Blüdhaven Bridge. Construction sacrifice was common in Romania many centuries ago. That's probably what started the urban myth that Roscovo buried a worker alive in the structure of the bridge. Our father said it needed to be built with a soul, or else it would take many. It would take them from those who cross it. That's why he taught us to shoot. You and your partner have already killed 6. That isn't enough. It has to mean something. I get it. It's a sacrifice. Can't be random or it's not a sacrifice at all. Just meaningless death. Which explains why so many people have unfortunately passed away, because it looks like they're targeting a specific person for it to actually mean something. There are clear lines of sight to the bridge than from this building. You chose this place because it's near. The somebody on the bridge, the target, you're staying as close to them as possible. It's someone you love, someone you don't want to hurt. No, but my brother, he's so proud of what our great-grandfather built, he won't stop. I want to come in, and here comes the brother. The Batman is crossing the bridge, coming your way. I may have him in my sights. I think I might have to shoot him. I might have to shoot the Batman. Andre Roscovo. What? Who is this? Where is my sister? This is Nightwing. Iona is here with me. Let her go, or I shoot your partner. I swear I'll do it. I understand, Andre. You think you're doing what's right. They should have left the bridge alone. They dug up the sacrifice, and now it needs a new one. But my sister, she missed with her first shot. Hit a bystander. We can't let him leave the bridge. We have to finish now. Just let us finish. Iona didn't miss, Andre. She wanted to be caught. She... What? Oh, no. No. It wasn't difficult to identify their intended victim when the cops took Iona in. He was a construction worker trying to push through the crowd, howling her name. Her fiancé. Andre Roscovo had convinced his sister the sacrifice had to mean something. He didn't have anyone important to him, but she did. But Iona wasn't willing to kill the man she loved, so she fired recklessly, hoping she'd be caught. Even the woman she shot was probably an unlucky hit. Either way, it happened. Any future Iona dreamed of is over now. She sacrificed her own life for the bridge. Batman's like, committing ritual murders to protect architecture? You'd hope we'd be past that by now as a species. Dick, I came to Blüdhaven to see if you're alright, after the car crash. But what you did, letting her shoot at you, what we do comes with risk. Whatever the media is saying, the highway crash isn't on your head, you were trying to help someone. She said she'd return to punish the men of the city for what happened to her. You believe her? The superhighway is brand new. It's dug up so much of the city, unearthing things. And already, the number of accidents, disappearances, they're improbable. She might be responsible or at least connected. Dick, you clearly haven't been sleeping. You're physically a mess, and you're taking unnecessary risks. Even if you find her, it won't undo what's already happened. I know how you feel, but and Nightwing just lashes out right here. You can run all the scenarios, analyze angles, and ballistics and statistics, but you couldn't figure out the shooter was acting out of love. You don't know how I feel, Bruce. That's always your blind spot. Maybe. But I do know that you feel it all. How sensitive you are to everyone around you. That's my strengths. It's your curse. Nightwing's like, there's been an explosion in Gotham. Your city needs you. Go. He's like, get some sleep. Sure. I lie to him. There's no sense in resting, not yet. Not when I know what's waiting for me when I close my eyes. The sound of cars crashing, breaking glass, screaming still, screaming people, the accusations of the witch of Blüdhaven, and the accusatory gaze of the dead. Next, things from other worlds. So obviously, things are going to get much more supernatural when you have the new titles saying things from other worlds. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. More comics advice coming soon. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.